Hello guys, so today we're at the box office today, and yep, there are three new movies today. One of the movies does not have a budget, so we cannot tell if the movie's a flop or not, and that's Champions. But we're going over all the movies here, and also updates on existing movies as well. And one movie has also reached profitability this year, today, and likely three more movies next week will reach profitability as well. So it's pretty good news for Hollywood today. Okay, pretty good news, except for 65. Hollywood is doing pretty well. So Scream 6 is at a $20 million loss currently, and he's making $87 million to break even. It's going to definitely make up that $20 million more dollars it needs to break even. This movie has made $44 million domestically as well. So domestically, this movie has made $44 million and has made $22 million internationally. It will probably make around $70 million next weekend and probably around $100 million worldwide. So Scream is doing extremely well. Everybody who has seen the movie said 80% of people who have seen this movie said it was a good movie. Around 80%. So this movie has really positive ratings and very positive reviews of it. So Scream is considered one of the best is considered the best movie of the year so far. Again, there hasn't really been many movies besides this and Creed 3. There are some smaller movies that came out, and the first big movie was Ant-Man. Ant-Man wasn't really liked all too much. It had the same exact score. It's funny, the same exact score is, people who watched my videos gave the same exact score as the critics did as well. So, yeah. So Scream hasn't done pretty well. Next is Creed. This movie has had pretty good reviews. People said this movie was good as well. And yeah, this movie is considered pretty good. Okay. And Creed has pretty good reviews. I think 70% of people liked Creed. Okay. It's a very well received movie. Okay. I think people love Creed. People love the series. People love the franchise of Creed. And I'm glad that the movie is doing pretty well at the box office because, again, a lot of people say this movie is inspired by anime, and anything that's inspired by Dragon Ball Z and anime like that is amazing. It's proved that we don't have to change, Dragon Ball Z. You can inspire stuff by Dragon Ball Z and it will work. But yeah, Creed is considered a pretty good movie by many people. And yeah, that is about Creed as well. Next is 65. 65 made around $20 million, which means this movie is a flop. The production budget ranges from $45 million to $91 million. Even with the $45 million budget, this movie is still going to be a flop. So it doesn't really matter what budget you put, because I don't think the movie will have the good enough rigs to make the amount of money. It's also competing with all of these big movies as well. It's competing with, Scream, Shazam, John Wick coming out later. And yeah, I don't think this movie would have made money either way, considering the fact that it's competing with all these bigger movies as well, because there's just so many movies coming out. So 65 will be left in the rubble. Maybe, we might get a sequel on Netflix or something, and Netflix will finance it, but again, I don't see 65 becoming a movie franchise as well. It wasn't like the Meg, where the Meg made a lot of money. So yeah. Next is Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. Yep, this movie is not gonna make 500 million. This movie has had no competition when it came out besides Avatar. It has now Scream to worry about. Okay. It actually had a 45% drop, so it did better than people expected it to, but it is still doing horribly at the box office. It will pass $200 million, definitely, but it's still gonna probably make around $4 million next weekend because Shazam's coming out, the Scream's still out, the Creed's still out. So yeah, the theaters are doing pretty well. Okay, Creed is making 100 and made a lot of money. Scream is making money. Both movies are gonna become profitable by the end of the year, by the end of the runs. Cocaine Bell is only at a negative $4 to $5 million at the box office. Okay, as well, and yeah, Cocaine Bell made $65 million. Okay, the movie's gonna make money at the end of its lifespan as well. This movie has actually made profit Jesus Revolution. Yeah, this movie has made profit. It has done pretty well at the box office. Okay. You'd think a movie like this would flop. I thought it would flop, but this movie has made currently $2 million, which means, unlike Ant-Man, Jesus Revolution has made money. So yeah, this movie will probably continue making money even more and more as it goes on. But this movie has become pretty successful. Next is Champions. This movie doesn't have a budget. Okay, doesn't have a budget, but no one watched it. So yeah, Avatar: The Way of the Water, box office success. I always says box office failure, but again, this movie has made. It's not gonna make $3 billion. Okay, the numbers are not there. It's not gonna make more money than Top Gun: Maverick in America. Okay, despite having pretty good ratings, the thing is, Top Gun did well in spite of new releases. Okay, Top Gun did well in spite of new releases. Okay, but once the new releases started to trickle out, Top Gun eventually passed Avatar: The Way of the Water at the box office. Okay, so currently Top Gun is ahead by nearly 10 million. I think this is gonna continue. It's gonna be a very close race between Avatar and Top Gun. I think Avatar could very well pass $700 million. But again, Top Gun was doing well in spite of new movies coming out, in spite of all these new releases coming out. Okay, Top Gun was doing well in spite of Lightyear releasing, in spite of Minions releasing, in spite of, Jurassic World Dominion releasing. Avatar had nothing to compete with besides Puss in Boots and holdovers like Black Panther, and also Megan. That was the only movie that you could consider competition for Avatar. Megan. Okay, Megan is already out of the theaters. It's coming out on Blu-ray in a couple weeks as well. Next is Puss in Boots. So this movie is one of the biggest movies of all time. This movie has made another $1 million at the box office, despite only being at 1,186 theaters. The movie is finally disappearing from theaters because it's out on Blu-ray, it's out on DVD, it's out on digital. Okay, but there's still thousands of people who are still going out for the theatrical options for Puss in Boots as well. So this movie will likely make it past $180 million domestically, but it was never going to reach the first movie's sales. Okay, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, $179 million, and at the current point, Puss in Boots, the first movie, only had $2 million more dollars. I think Puss in Boots: The Last Wish has $5 to $6 million more dollars left in it as well. Considering that Mario movie's coming out in 4 weeks. Okay, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is continuing to make money. I think it will definitely lose about all of its fears once, kind of like how the bad guys did, once, Lightyear came out. But I think Mario movie will do well. Okay, Puss in Boots was basically, the holdovers for the as well. Because I don't think kids are gonna go want to watch Scream and Creed in the theaters. I think Shazam might do pretty well among family audiences as well. I think that might be the first thing that might affect Puss in Boots, eggs. Besides it losing theaters. Okay, Appalachian Fortune is a flop. Don't need to elaborate further. Yep. So that's about the box office. So another pretty short and quick, another pretty good week for the movie theaters. Okay, Creed is doing pretty well. Okay, Scream is doing pretty well. Okay, Cocaine Bear and Jesus Revolution are doing pretty well for smaller movies as well. Again, Cocaine Bear and Jesus Revolution are 2 movies that were never intended to bring in millions of dollars. Cocaine Bear should pass break even next week, and Jesus Revolution should be making around another $3 million to its box office total. Okay. And yeah, that's basically it for this video here. Goodbye.